SCP Algebra 1 start here. Hey, we're going to do some review over the past few things we've learned over the past 4 videos. So make sure you take notes on these. If you have any questions, we'll go over those in class. Remember, there are points once you watch those videos and do the problems in there. So do the best you can and bring any questions to class. All right. Imagining 3 numbers in a row. Okay, so this is a little different. Okay, this is just getting our thought process going. Imagine 3 numbers in a row. When we add together, we get 63. So 3 numbers in a row would be like 4, 5, 6, or 20, 21, and 22, or 350, 351, 352. So we have to think about this. We have these 3 numbers in a row. When we sum them together, sum means add, right? We get 63. So there's 3 different numbers. They're not just the same number. But we're just kind of think of this. This is a little bit of logic. So if my first number was x, what do I have to add to x to get to the next number in a sequence of numbers if they're in a row? So if I was at 7, what do I have to add to 7 to get to 8? Right, 1. So I'm going to say, well, I'm going to call this one x plus 1. Okay, and we're still referring back to this original x, but how would I get to the next number beyond that? Well, I could add 1 to, add 1 to this, or I could add 2 to this, which takes me to x plus 2. Okay, so think about that. If my numbers were 10, 11, and 12, if x was 10, does the middle one, x plus 1, get to 11? Yeah, it'd be 10 plus 1. Does the last one get to 12? Yeah. Those aren't the answers, but let's figure out what we're going to do. It looks like we have 3 like terms. We have x's. How many x's do I have? Yeah, I have 3 of them. And then I have these like terms as well. 1 plus 2 is 3. It's equal to 63. Subtract 3 from both sides. So I'm going to wind up getting, let's see, 3x, because those canceled, is equal to 60. Divide each side by 3. Those cancel. So it looks like x is equal to 20. So if this one's 20, how much is this one then? What's 20 plus 1? Yeah, 21. What's 20 plus 2? Yeah, 22. If I add 20, 21, and 22 together, I get to 63. So this is just a little bit deeper thinking of what we've been working with, but it totally works with solving linear equations. Okay, hold on, the screen. All right, now this says 2 consecutive numbers have a sum of 63. Consecutive means one after the next. Okay, if you had 20, the next consecutive number would be 21. If you had 55, the next consecutive number would be 56. Okay, so one after the other. So if you were to write, say, 15 and 16. 15 and 16 are consecutive numbers. They're one after the other. But let's try and work this problem out. Okay, let's try this problem out. 2 consecutive numbers. So 2 consecutive numbers have a sum. What did sum mean? Yeah, it means add. So I'm going to add up these 2 numbers, and we add up to 63. Oops, I forgot the equal sign. Okay, so what do you think we're going to call our numbers? Well, the first number we're going to call x. How do I get to the next number after x? How do I get to the next number after 15? What do I have to add? Right, 1. So this will be x and x plus 1. From there, we're going to go ahead and combine our like terms. So those are like terms. So I have 2x plus 1 is equal to 63. Subtract 1 from both sides. Ooh, I didn't have my dotted thing in there. So I get 2x is equal to 62. Divide each side by 2. How many times does 2 go into 62? Yeah, 31 times. So I have 31 and 32. If I add 31 and 32 together, does that add up to 63? Yeah. Okay. Now this is 3 consecutive numbers. Okay, 3 consecutive numbers have a sum. Sum meant what? Yeah, it means add. So I have 3 consecutive numbers that I'm going to add up. That'll equal 36. So I think our thought process, again, 3 consecutive numbers, one after the next. So x. Next number is x plus 1. Next number after that has to be x plus 2. Okay? Again, I have like terms of x, x, and x, so I have 3 of those. 1 plus 2 is 3. 1 plus 2 is 3 equals 36. Let's go ahead and solve this. Those cancel. So I get 3x is equal to 33. Divide each side by 3. So x is equal to 11. So if the first number is 11, what's the next number? Hey, it's got to be 12. We just add 1 to it. If x is 11, what would x plus 2 be? What's 11 plus 2? Well, 13. If I add 11, 12, and 13 together, I get to 36. Now, the hard thing is a lot of people say, hey, I can do this in my head. And you're absolutely right. But think if we had a much larger number than 36. Let's say we had 455. That might be a little bit tougher to start doing in your head. And I know there's ways to manipulate around with it. That's fine. That means that you have a nice thought process. But it does not mean that your thought process is always going to get you to the right answer. So I'm trying to show you a way. But again, there's a lot of different ways you can think about how to do these problems. And the way you do it in your head, as long as your answers are correct, is fine. But again, just kind of keep sharp eye out. Okay. So consecutive even. Well, what's an even number? Yeah, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. Those are even numbers. What are odd numbers? 1, 3, 5, 7. Okay, so in order to get consecutive even numbers would be like 2 and 4, or like 30 and 32, or like 60 and 62. Those are consecutive even. Consecutive odd would be like 1 and 3. Consecutive odd, 1 and 3. Or I could have 37 and 39. So what do I have to do to get to each of the even or each of the odd numbers? If I need one number to be x, I have 2 of them, and then another one, what do I have to add to get to the next even or odd number if I call this x? So how do I go from 7 to 9? What do I have to add to 7 to get to 9? 2. So it's going to be 2. And that's the same if this is even or odd. Okay? And then we have a sum, they add up to 166. Okay, they told us that right there. Okay, so I have my 2 like terms here, so that's 2x. The plus 2 comes down for the bride, equals 166. My dotted line, subtract 2 from each side. Those cancel, so I get 2x is equal to 164. And from there, I'm going to divide both sides by 2. So that cancels out. How many times does 2 go into 164? Well, 2 goes into 16 8 times evenly. 2 goes into 4 twice. So I have 82 for this number. What's this number got to be then? What happens if I add 2 to 82? Yeah, you get to 84. And if I add 82 and 84 together, they equal 166. 82 and 84 are consecutive even numbers to each other because 84 is the next closest even number to 82. And this would be the same thing if it said odd as well. And then we have this triangle, okay? So this takes us back to years of dealing with this. What if I add up all 3 of the angles inside of a triangle, what do all 3 angles have to add up to? You said 180, you're absolutely right. So that means if I add this and this and this together, those are all being added together, they would equal 180. So if I add x and 3x and 50 together, they would add up to be 180 in the degrees in this case. Okay, so from here, what we're going to do is we're going to combine. Looks like I have some like terms, so that's 1x plus 3x, that's 4x, plus 50 is equal to 180. Okay, do our little dotted line, subtract 50, subtract 50. Those cancel, so I get 4x is equal to 130. And then from there, what I'm going to do is I am going to divide both sides by 4. Okay, so x equals 130 over 4. I think we can reduce that. That's 150 over 2. In this case, I'm going to actually turn this into a decimal. Turn it into a decimal. So on your calculator, you go 150 divided by 2. You get 75.5. All right. Look at that. 2 is 150 times 75 times. I'm sorry about that. So what is x equal to? It's equal to 75. Or one of my things in here, yeah, that's 75. You know what? I think I might have made this a little boo-boo on this problem. What did I do wrong? 4x, that's 130. Oh, I see my error. It's right here. So 4, if I reduce this, 2 goes into both. Silly me. Let's see, 2 goes into 130, what, 65 times, so 65 over 2. Oh, silly me. So 65 over 2, go 65 divided by 2 on your calculator. So I'm going to get 32.5. There we go. So that's going to work now. So x equals 32.5. We should change that to 32.5. Sorry about that. That's what x is equal to. So if I want to know what 3 times x is, I'm going to multiply that times 3. 97.5 is this one. And then what's this third angle? Is there an x attached to it? No, that third angle happens to just be 50. So 50 plus 32.5 plus 97.5 is 180 degrees. Sorry about that little error. I didn't mean to make that, but I will make errors from time to time. Okay, so the homework should be on your page. Again, make sure you answer or ask any questions when we have class so we know go over those, okay? Thank you so much, everybody. Have a great day. Take care of one another.